Welcome back, everyone, to Highlighted in All Sports Culture podcast. Today, we're joined by Sully and I, as usual, but we're also joined by former Syracuse corner, the brother of NFL player Obi Melifonwu, and an absolute athlete, Ifeatu Melifonwu. Thank you so much for joining us today. Really do appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for having me.
Of course. So, yeah, like I said in the introduction, incredible athlete. In high school, you did a whole lot. You ran, running back, you played wide receiver, defensive back. I think also, if I read correctly, you played basketball, ran track. You did so much in high school as an athlete. Kind of what was it like being such an incredible athlete at that high school position? And if, being so good and playing all those different sports helped elevate your college or your football game?
I feel like playing all those different sports, it helps because I feel like once you see it nowadays, like dudes are sticking to one sport and only playing that from when like they're younger till now. I feel like you lose like the love of the game when you do that, and it becomes like a job when you're younger, and it shouldn't be like that. But I feel like definitely playing other sports translates to football, like basketball, especially being a corner basketball, just playing defense, that translates to sliding your feet and press and everything like that. So I loved playing all the sports because it was all fun to me. I wasn't just gonna make football the main thing. I wanted to have fun while I still could with the other sports. So no, I definitely enjoyed doing all that in high school.
If you weren't gonna stick with football, what would you say your second best sport was?
Second best sport was definitely basketball.
I like that. I love basketball. So getting into, your college days, that's really where you made a name for yourself. Coming in, you were a 3-star recruit. You got offers from Syracuse, UConn, Michigan. You decided to go to Syracuse. You didn't go to UConn, which is where your brother was playing. What ultimately made you pick Syracuse?
Yeah, so at the time, my like top 3 were Syracuse, BC, UConn. UConn, I didn't want to go where my brother went. I wanted to do my own thing. BC, kind of same thing. It's only like 35, 40 minutes from my house. So I kind of wanted to be in, just a different state in general, and just, like I have my own path, do my own thing. And then Syracuse was the best fit. There was a new coaching staff coming in with Babers. I like that new coaching staff. And I got really close with, my recruiting class as well, the dudes in my year. And even some of the dudes already there. So it was just honestly the best fit. Michigan, I got Michigan like 5 days before signing day. So it was really late.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about Babers. He kind of just like totally turned this program around. Obviously, they were good like in the early 2000s, but he came in, had one of their best seasons a couple of years ago. What about Babers did you really like, and how was he able to turn this team around?
Babers, he's a real honest dude. So I feel like he'll tell you what it is straight up. I mean, when I was getting recruited, he told me like in 2 years we're gonna be really good, and then in 2 years we went 10-3. But just I don't know, just like he was the most like real to me at the time, compared to I don't know. It just seemed, and honestly, like when I went there, it sounds cliche, but it just felt like home when I went there.
Right on. No, it makes sense. So we'll talk a little bit about last year. So, obviously last year was kind of where you made like an ultimate name for yourself, had an awesome year last year. What were your expectations going into last season, not only from your player standpoint, but kind of as the overall team standpoint? And do you think that you guys and you hit those goals?
My expectations for going into the year was just, play like it's my last year, just so I wouldn't have any regrets afterwards. So just play like it's my last year. I always have individual goals for what I have in the season. One of the goals I was really close on, didn't make it. I wanted to get 10 PBUs. I only got 9. What else? I mean, I wanted to be an All-American, which everyone does, but I made second team All ACC from the AP poll, and then I made third team All ACC coaches poll. So I was happy with that. Team goals, obviously we didn't reach our team goals this year, bowl game and, just a winning record in general. And we didn't have either of those. So yeah, we definitely didn't reach our goal with that.
Yeah. So we'll kind of transition, like I said in the introduction, you're the brother brother of the NFL player Obi Melifonwu. He kind of got, he's drafted in kind of the range that you're projected to go in right now. Have you been talking to him kind of about any expectations, that you'll have, or has he kind of taught you anything about the NFL level of play?
Really just like, it's a business. It's not like college. It's not like college, so don't take anything for granted because it could be gone just like that. He's firsthand example because he had some injuries, so he kind of got cut and waived and stuff like that. I always ended up on a team, but just don't take anything for granted, really.
Yeah, totally. Moving back to college a little bit, got another question here. What was it like playing, or I should say, who were some of your guys in the secondary? You obviously played with a pretty good secondary. So what were some of the guys that really helped elevate your game and you took some inspiration from them, like Andre Cisco and Trill Williams?
Yeah, I honestly helped elevate my game early on. Because I came in, I'm a year older than them two, Cisco and Trill, but we're all junior because I redshirted. So early on, it was actually the other starting corner, Chris Frederick. He was number 3, and then also my friend Carl Jones. He was another corner. They helped me because us three always did stuff after practice. Every day after practice, worked on little stuff, and then obviously the next year, Cisco and Trill came in, and they're like two of my closest friends now. I talk to them like almost every day. So it just added level of competition and work ethic. Like, they make a good play, it motivates me to make a good play, and so on and so on. We used to have a competition, like who's going to get the most picks in fall camp or in the season and things like that. So I feel like those guys, we all just like elevated each other in a sense.
Yeah, makes sense. You were also on the athletic director's honor roll 5 times. So what did you obviously thought about academics? That was very important to you. What did it mean to you to be, just as good on the field as off the field?
Yeah, no, that definitely meant a lot because I know sometimes, college is very different from high school. You're really like on your own for real. So that meant a lot for me to keep up the same, level of academics that I did in high school, to do it in college, and also with even a hard degree because I majored in economics. So no, that actually meant a lot to keep up that standard I had for myself, and academics as well as athletics.
Yeah, I mean, I did. I went to Syracuse. I studied at the Newhouse School of Communications.
Yeah.
And I didn't make an honor roll once. So you played football. You're going to the NFL draft, and you made it 5 times. Yeah. So you did pretty good, I'd say.
Yeah.
Appreciate
that. Kind of still staying on the topic of Syracuse. How was the whole Syracuse Pro Day going for you? Obviously, you participated in that. What do you think you did well, and kind of what do you think that you can improve on leading up to the draft? But just overall, what was the best, and kind of the whole experience on the Syracuse Pro Day for you?
Yeah, it was definitely a good pro day, and I definitely performed well. Honestly, I didn't reach my goals because I had crazy goals. My goals were really my brother's numbers, which is ridiculous. But I still tested really well. I jumped to 41 and a half. I jumped an 11.2 broad, and I also ran like mid 4.4. I ran like 4.44, right? So that was good for me because the a lot of teams had me in 4.5s, but I knew I don't run 4.5s. Like I'm always a 4.4 guy. So I feel like that was good because it just proved to teams that I am that fast, and the drills went really well too. So I was actually happy with it. One thing I want to work on is just my pad level because I'm a taller guy. So, just staying low in my breaks and everything and transition will just help it be faster, and just trusting my pedal more. Off man is really hard, and a lot of teams don't even do it, especially in college. So just, practicing and working on my pedal.
Yeah, 100%. We're looking at, obviously, we did our research on you, and we're looking at some of what the people or the analysts, whatever you want to call them, are saying about you. And a lot of them, of what we've read, they're kind of saying that you might be a little bit of a one-dimensional player. But at Syracuse, you played on multiple different looks on defenses. So what would you say to someone that would try to say that you can only play at cover 3 or something like that?
I feel like To someone who says that, I feel like they just didn't really watch the tape. That's what I would say, because I played in 2 different defensive schemes. I've had 2 different defensive coordinators. One ran a 4-3. One ran a traditional 4-3, and then base and nickel come in too. But we were a lot of cover 3, like bailing out of it, and a lot of press. And man, we was pressing the field and the boundary. And then this year we ran a 3-5, which was more of like a 4-2. And we was running a lot. We played a lot of man, but we ran a lot of zone and a cloud and stuff like that. So I feel like I've done it all and done well in all of them. So I don't think when you watch my tape, you can really say that I'm one-dimensional.
I would agree with you. Is there any team in the NFL that maybe you've interviewed for or anything like that you're really looking to go to, or you're really open for? Obviously, you're open to anyone, but is there anyone that you grew up as a fan or somewhere you'd look forward to playing to?
I mean, yeah, I'm from Massachusetts, so I've always been a Patriots fan. So I mean, that would be cool. But at the end of the day, I feel like you can't really, if say I didn't go to Patriots, you can't really have a fan of a team once you're in the NFL. If that makes sense. But I mean, it would be cool to go there. But like you said, I'll really be happy anywhere I go.
Yeah, because like you said earlier, at the end of the day, it's a business. So wherever you go, you gotta buy in. So I know you'll do that. Moving back to, I got another college question. Obviously, 2018 was one of the better seasons that Syracuse has had in a long time, and the quarterback was Eric Dungey. And Eric Dungey was kind of like a Syracuse legend a little bit. Everyone loved Dungey. What was it like playing with him? And do you credit a lot of the success to Dungey?
Playing with Dungey, he's like an ultimate competitor. He's almost like a Tim Tebow kind of dude. Like, everyone rallies behind him. And he's a dude, like, you don't know what he can do. Like, you don't know what he's going to do on this play. Like, the play breaks down, but he's just a playmaker, and he can make something out of nothing. So, no, I did like playing with him. What was the second thing you asked?
I was just saying,
success. Yeah, no, I would say, he was a big part of that team in 2018. I mean, his whole career, but 2018, he played very well. And along with him in 2018, even my roommate, Tommy DeVito, would come in sometimes and help us win games late. So it was kind of like both of them going back and forth. But Dungey really led the team. And, he definitely contributed to our success that year.
Yeah, I remember I had a friend that had a class with Eric Dungey, and he was going through, I think, Brown's mini camp at the time or something.
Yeah.
So he was never at the class, and they were in a project together. And then Dungey ended up just like, they finished the project, they got 100. Dungey just gave him his Syracuse helmet. He was like, "Thanks for doing the project, man."
Yeah,
so I thought that was funny. Dungey seems like a really good guy. So
yeah, he is.
Yeah. But one more Syracuse question. What was your favorite place to eat? Because in my opinion, they didn't have a ton of food options, and I know they just added a Five Guys, and I'm pissed that I was never there for that.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely went to Five Guys a lot, but Five Guys is kind of expensive, honestly.
Oh yeah, it is.
But favorite place to eat, I liked OIP. OIP is original Italian pizza. It was kind of like down the street from where I lived, and I didn't even get the pizza from there. The wings was actually better than the pizza, I thought. So I definitely ordered from there and picked up from there a lot. So I say that's probably my favorite place, honestly. And Brugger's breakfast place. Brugger's.
Yeah, that was the spot.
However you say it. Yeah. I like that spot.
I like that too.
All right. So, I guess one last question to wrap it up. But from a non-football related standpoint, what do you like to do? What kind of hobbies and things that you that people wouldn't know about you that you want to kind of share?
I mean, obviously, standard hobbies, hanging out with friends and, going out to eat and play and things like that. But play Call of Duty. I play Warzone. I was actually playing Warzone right before this. What else? Oh, I watched a lot of podcasts too, like the I Am Athlete podcast with Brandon Marshall and Ocho Cinco. Yeah, I watched that. That comes out like every Monday. And just some other podcasts like Joe Budden podcast, Joe Rogan podcast. So, that's what I like to do in my free time.
Yeah, massive fan of the Joe Rogan podcast. But yeah, that's going to be it for the interview today, Ifeatu. Thank you for joining us. It was wonderful. I hope you get drafted to the team that you like, but regardless of where you go, I know you're going to ball out and you're going to be a stud out there. So thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, man. Have a good one.